Here's the spot. Well, winter's finally here. I got this big boy back on the lift. When I was putting these springs on, I noticed that these shackle bushings are in very bad shape. And also, I'd like to run a little bit taller of a shackle and put a shim in there to adjust for pinion angle, because I'd like to get about another ½ inch out of the front end just to level it up. So we got 3.5 inch shackles, and then we'll come down to, we can try it out at the 5.5, which will give us an inch more lift, just to see what it looks like. What you're looking at here on the side of this Jeep, that's the way the Jeep is sitting on the lift. So it's raising it up a couple inches easily. All right, now I think we're going to come down a tiny bit. Okay, so this axle's off of here. He's gotten cockarooed. How did it get over there? Oh, wow. Okay, we gotta go up again. Probably should have started with that straight, huh? It was straight, I thought. Does it turn on its own? Must have. A little better. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Not such a fan of the look of the shackles, but you don't pay attention to that as much as you do the fender gap. And since I need to shim it anyway, I got a shimmaroo. It's fine. Okay, let's test it, because it's fun. Oh ho ho! Going downtown. Oh yeah. I'm gonna need to adjust the steering wheel big time. Oh yeah. It's a ground blaster exhaust. What do we got going on here? Oh, we're driving off the edge. We'll have to take another stab at it. Oh, that's off the edge. So that's pretty good. Sitting good and level front to back. Tomorrow we're gonna separate the leaf springs from the axle and jack the axle up so that we can get on top of the spring. And we're gonna put these shims in there. I'm gonna push the axle back, which gives us more caster. But it doesn't drive too bad. It's just, it is definitely out of alignment. Good afternoon. It's a cold one today. I've just put in new shackles on this Jeep J10, and they're taller shackles than factory. In fact, they're about 2 inches taller. So that gives me about 1 inch of extra lift just to level the Jeep out. Now, the issue that I have is that's changed my caster, my alignment, the steering feel. So it feels a little light in the steering, and I can look at the knuckles and they should be just slightly tilted towards the back by around 4 to 6 degrees on this Jeep. And I'm using a 4-degree shim. So I might have to go to 6 degrees, but I'm gonna start with this 4-degree. What you actually have to do is take the center spring bolt. You have to take this bolt out. And so I've got clamps on both sides. Of course, I lifted the frame and put some jacks underneath the axle because this axle's sitting on the springs, and then I let it down a little bit so I could get the clearance in there. So I'm just loosening this bolt, okay? And then once, okay, I actually got that nut off already. So then you just bring your bolt out, and this is the locating pin. And it's what clamps those two, it's what clamps the sections of spring together. And so here's our shim, and it's been drilled out to accept that bolt a little bit. And so I got the fat part in the front so that I can tilt, see this knuckle. I want that knuckle towards the back a little bit more. And I did drive it with the shackles just to sort of get a feel for it, and it wasn't too bad really. But I could tell that I could feel that it was just a little bit off. It's gonna cinch down into the wedge a little bit. Okay, we're gonna let it down, see where we're at. So that's like, it's around 5. So you're supposed to come back in and torque these with the torque wrench. So, you know, we'll pretend like we did that. Yeah. Okay, let me clean up. let me just clean up here real quick, which means throw everything off the side here. This thing starts real good now that I got a choke on it. Oh, we got stuff on the floor in here. I bet if I gave it a little gas, it'd go. Yeah. Oh, the steering was stuck there. Oh, brakes are out. Maybe we're out of fluid, huh? We'll check that. Trash time.